you have somebody, obviously in an open guard, you want to sweep and so forth, okay? But oftentimes, we'll just pull them into your closed guard, okay? And see what they're going to do, all right? What I always do now is a rule for my closed guard. I have a same side grip. It's the same side because it's the same side as my arm. This would be a cross collar grip, cross grip, same side. Okay, but closed guard, open guard, closed guard, open guard. It's the same, you know, basic concept. Okay, I keep pulling this lapel out, but I don't sit here and keep pulling on it to where it draws a lot of attention to them. Okay, what I want to do is, my objective is to keep this arm just a little bit bent. Okay, because as we posture, I wait till he postures. I begin to pull him in, and his arm bends. When his arm bends, this is when I pass it, okay, and I begin to go into the lapel, arm trap, but I have to keep him bent in order to be able to keep him from pulling this arm out. Whether I keep him bent like this, my objective is to get a high guard, okay, where leg goes over the shoulder. From here, it's fairly easy to get the arm, because it's literally almost impossible for them to pull this out unless you have a loose grip or you're the one that made the mistake. Okay, so we're going to go to high guard. So the way that this lapel arm trapping system works is like this. I have to have this bent on him, because if he postures and straightens, okay, there's this gap right here and he can pull it out, but then I'll feed it back in, and then I'll for sure keep it bent. Okay, I got to keep this bent because his hand has to be over my arm. Okay, so here, the only way that he can escape this is if I let go here or he loops it under. Okay, if this is bent, okay, very difficult for him to escape. Now, when I get a high guard means it's not a low guard and it goes over the leg over the shoulder. Okay, because now I have an angle. I can move him with my legs. I can keep his head down here. Okay, I can keep his posture broken down with the shoulder, but this arm is already exposed, because if I get that left leg over the head, there's literally no chance of him pulling that arm out. He can only defend it with a figure four and all that kind of stuff. But from here, I'm going to shift him to the left, frame kind of his head. Master Carlos said, frame on the temple, but on reality, you don't need to. You just need to bring this over here. And what I would say is cross your feet, because you have both arms inside, right over left, and open the knees, because it controls the head. Okay? This way he has a really hard time to push back into me. If you're like this right here, he can push back in. You stack it, you'll potentially lose it. Okay? So if your feet are crossed, it's the body leg over the head leg, and the knees open, because I want to apply pressure to his head. This is already self-explanatory here. Okay? If your feet are uncrossed, I want this control right here, going right across that Yama Kizzle. Because if I go here, he can still stack me, and that's not good for me. If I go here, right across his small muscles, okay, right about here, it's very hard for him to be able to stack me. Okay? So the way that you have to understand trapping, it's very difficult to trap something when something is loose. Okay? So you have to make sure that when you're reaching for this arm, do it where their arm is bent. Okay? I'm pulling him in with my knees also, and I want to reach for the lapel. Okay? Even here, I know it's going to be loose. Okay? And I want to be on the inside of his elbow. This is not an arm trap, because he can move his arm. He may not even need to do that, because he can move it freely. My objective is to be right behind the elbow, right here, just above the elbow, so it's hard for him to pull it back. Okay? That's number one. Number two, sometimes this is loose. If you pull the lapel to the hand, it's going to be loose. You need to reach for the lapel with the hand, and even here, I roll it up, trap this here, pull it in, and take the slack out even more. depending on the gis, some gis have longer lapels. The worst gi to do this lapel on trap with is my gis, because that inner lining makes it really slippery. It's a real pain in the ass, I've noticed. Okay, but still, you can do it. You just gotta get it tight. From here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull his head down here, okay? And I'm gonna throw my left leg over the shoulder, my left arm frames, and just get this over the shoulder, open the knees. And then your free hand goes to the wrist. I would say this is probably one of the most effective ways to secure an arm lock from the closed guard. Is how else are you going to do it? Okay, let's say like this. But still, even here I have a good control because I'm holding the inside of his elbow. But anything else, there's very little chance you're going to get it. But everybody teaches it. Because, you know, I can just foot on the hip, here, here. Now you have an arm lock. They leave their feet out like it. This shit doesn't work. Here, same side grip, keep postures. Yeah. And I have this lapel right behind his elbow. As I feel him already going for, kind of already beginning to turn his hips here, yeah, I'll pull here. And once he's here, 1, 2, bend, here. You get a high guard right here, okay? You can control his posture here, the legs are hanging on him. And this guy is here, so that your left leg just goes over 1, 2, twist to the left, you have this. The key is that there cannot be any slack here. Because if there's slack here, pull your elbow back. See how easily he can pull it out? Even right there, pull it out. Because you can't get underneath. This is for when they are more centered to you or to your left. Okay? To the left. 1, 2. I prefer this right here. Here. And then the free hand goes here. Okay? If they're going to stay in the center, right here, okay? Oftentimes they begin to defend with this arm here. And you have a dead orchard also from here, because you could climb it, because this hand begins to go inside, and then you can climb. But for now, let's just do the little arm check. 1, actually, same side grip. This on the elbow, no slack. I'm going to do the same thing here, except I'm going to use the lapel. As I feel him go, 1, 2. He begins to pull back a bit here. Here. And then just guide the head. Now we'll just bring the leg over and cross the right or the left. All right, let's try. 1, 2, 3.